Keanu came back out on stage, and that guy is just such a charmer. You know what I mean? He's talking to the camera. Sounds like he hasn't had a sip of water in days. He's like talking to the camera. Oh, he looks like a Power Ranger the way he's moving his hands sometimes. I don't know. Man, the guy's so great. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like in this specifically, I feel like the person behind the teleprompter was like, "You're not moving your hands enough. You don't look like Keanu enough. Like, do something. Do something."
Hello, everyone out there. This is episode 35 of the Mustache Ride podcast. Welcome in. I'm Sherman Cool. This gentleman right next to me is the Dirty Tooth, as usual. And we're so glad you joined us tonight, episode 35. It's a lot of episodes.
It is a lot of episodes.
I feel like we were just talking about episode 33, a third of the way to 99.
Yeah.
And now we're like already halfway to 70. You know what I mean?
We're going to be at 99 before you know it. And the episode 100 will be epic.
What should we do for episode 100?
IRL episode.
IRL?
Yeah.
Episode in a ball pit?
Episode in a ball pit? Not the Twitch ball pit. Too soon.
No, Mustache Ride headquarters ball pit.
Yeah, Mustache Ride headquarters. Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Let's go.
Well, we record this show live twice a month, every other week at twitch.tv/mustacheridepod, which may be changing soon. Tonight was supposed to be the first episode that we record live on YouTube. We were unaware of the processes involved in being allowed to go live on YouTube, and so we're going to do that next episode. This is very likely, like 99.9%, the last episode recorded live on Twitch. I think it's just we didn't plan to talk about why.
No.
We didn't really talk about why. It just feels naturally like the right thing to do to kind of, step away from Twitch a little bit because I'm not happy with them.
Yeah, I think it's sort of like it's even beyond that. It's just we know what the live streaming is for us. It's a conduit to make the really good YouTube videos that we make and to make the content. And so I think it just makes sense to just be on YouTube. That's where the content goes ultimately anyway.
Yeah.
Like we never had a plan to become affiliated or partnered really,
No.
right? So
no. Yeah, it's the kind of thing where with the recent developments in the live streaming space, other companies are going to be making big strides to continually compete. And I don't feel like Twitch is going to be one of those companies to really quickly do that. So anyway, all that's to say, we have a bright future ahead of us. And so enjoy us while we last on Twitch, but we'll be on YouTube soon. We'll say all the links that you click to get here will be the same unless you're already in Twitch. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But we're really glad that you guys have joined us tonight. We'll be extremely glad if you follow us over to YouTube for the live recordings moving forward. So thank you guys. Tonight, we have a ton of stuff to talk about. And so we should just get right into it. We have like the Summer Game Fest weekend, that whole weekend of announcements. We'll be talking about some of the exciting games from there. Our Indie Iceberg game, our new Indie Iceberg game, and of course, XQC on Kick. Sorry. I wanted to avoid this.
the doggos were so excited to hear about XQC.
100 million. That's a big number.
It is a big number. That's a big one.
That's like 9 figures.
Yeah. That's more. No, I have 10 fingers. I can count it. I can count it all. Never mind. I was going to say I can't count it all on my hands, but I can actually.
You can, but individually you couldn't.
No.
You don't have 100 million fingers.
I don't have 100 million fingers. It was kind of interesting to see that, and in comparison to some recent sports, like LeBron's new contract's 97 million 2 years.
Yeah.
And that's exclusive.
We'll get into all that. Look, we'll get into all that. You're jumping the gun here because I want to know first what the hell you've been up to, Tooth, over the last couple weeks. How are you, man?
I am good. I've been, generally speaking, it's pretty typical. Like I go to work every day and then I come home and I try to do the most fun things that I can. Streaming wise, still grinding out Skyrim. I'm level I think I'm level 13 almost.
13.
Or maybe a little bit above. But I'm playing I sort of decided like what my thing is. Like I'm playing a dual casting Khajiit mage. I'm doing the Winterhold School of Magic sort of quest line right now.
Mages Guild, yeah.
The Mages Guild. So it's pretty cool. Like I'm getting this sick staff of Magnus or something. Like I don't know. It sounds dope. I don't know what it is, but I'm getting it. I've seen some pretty crazy stuff in the game. Like I have a new YouTube short out where I saw a giant get yeeted across the map by a dragon. That was kind of nuts. Yeah. So there's a lot of cool stuff in that game. But I'm grinding through it. It's going to take a little while. I think like it's different from a lot of games that I've played where I can just be like, okay, I'm done streaming this one. I'm going to go do the main quest. Like I'm not high enough level to do it. Like I can't do it. And so I can't just power my way through this game like a lot of games. Like I feel like a lot of games I could have. God of War, I sort of did that. I shouldn't have beat that game, but I did. I wasn't even powering up my weapons generally in that game. It was just sort of like I was just playing the story,
Yeah.
But Skyrim's not like that. But it's still fun. Overwatch.
Enjoying it.
Yeah, thanks. I think it's a good game, even at how old it is. Like it still hits as like such a good game.
Nice.
And I think everybody should play it. If you haven't played it, play it. If you did play it again.
I think you're the only one, Tooth. I think you were the last one.
I'm the last one ever to play it.
Yeah, I think everyone's already played it. It's just you. So about time.
I will say that people come into the stream and they're like talking about things, and I'm like, listen, come here for a second. Like I don't know what you're talking about. Like you've clearly have 7,000 hours in this game.
Right.
I have 20. So like, give me a break. I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't met that character. Don't spoil this game for me or you're going to get banned. And so I think just generally like there's a lot of people that have played it and a lot of excitement around that game. So it's good. Yeah. I'm enjoying it. I'm not rushing through it. People like that. I think people hate when you rush through a game that they love. They hate it.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
Because in the moment, it feels the opposite, right?
Yeah. It feels like people...
we need action.
Yeah, we need to go. We need to go. We need to go. But people, like, I've had people come in and they're like, I'm really glad that you're not rushing through this game. And I'm like, thanks. I can't. I don't know how. But yeah, it's good. Overwatch, of course. Still playing Overwatch. I probably won't quit. Just what I do, right? It's just punishment. Although we did play last night and some of the games were very, very good.
It's up and down.
It's up and down, but they were good. Yeah. I did something crazy that I've never done before. I partnered up with our good friend and editor-in-chief, Rep Zombie.
Yeah.
And we did a Minecraft speed run. My first one ever. We finished the game in like 3 hours and 47 minutes, which is not even close to the top. But for me, it's my personal best.
You've ever done it,
It's my personal best. Okay. And so I'll be making a video about that. It was really cool. A lot of fun. A lot of fun to do because I was sort of just like riding in Zombie's backpack the whole way, but it was still fun. Like I did the last smack on the dragon, which is cool.
You did. You got the final hit.
I got the final. He let me do it. He should have done it, but he let me, which is cool. But it was still.
Shout out to Zombie, Rep Zombie. Yeah. All the shorts that we've been putting out recently, he's been the one to edit those, put them together, and it's been really cool. Having help and having a kind of a third person along for the ride here, and getting more content out. It's a win-win-win, and it's been awesome. So shout out Rep Zombie, R3PZOMBY on Twitter, Twitch, all that stuff.
All of it. Go follow all his. We'll plug him somewhere somehow in the.
He'll be in the description for sure.
Description. Yeah. So I did that. I'm working on a new video. I've decided that I really like this sort of retrospective video that I did for Breath of the Wild. So I'm gonna try to do one of those for every game that I play. Okay. I think it just sort of makes sense. It makes sense for me to do videos and I like the way that those videos turn out, and so I'm going to try to make a few of them, see how they go. But I'm making a new one right now about the Bard's Tale, which is a game that I played through, a remastered game. It's 10 years old, so hopefully that video will be out really soon. I'm almost done with the script.
It's 10 years old?
Mm-hmm.
The Bard's Tale.
Yep. 10 years
So you're
old.
saying Skyrim came out before the Bard's Tale?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You look at the Bard's Tale, and it doesn't look like a game that would be more modern.
No, it doesn't.
Skyrim, but I'm just saying, like, I'm excited for this video that you're working on about the Bard's Tale, because you've got some opinions on that game and on your playthrough of it. So there are some games that came out before. So the Bard's Tale is like a series, but the one that I played, which is like the sort of remastered one, is like a whole different thing. So it's actually not part of the same series. So the Bard's Tale remastered and re-snarkled is not the same as the original Bard's Tale.
Re-snarkled, yeah, that's the thing. I'll talk about it though.
Remastered and re-snarkled.
So that video is coming out, and it's not a bad game, but I have some opinions on it, and so it'll be in this video. So hopefully that'll be out really soon. And then I did something that I've never done before. And I don't know if everybody knows, but that I've not used YouTube the same as everybody else, I guess, in the world has used YouTube. I've not just like been in the space watching all these creators for a long time. I've sort of searched around YouTube. And so I've never followed a lot of people. And so what I've been doing recently is talking to you, Shark, and some other people, and just asking about creators that they like. And I've been watching some of the videos to do see where my place is in this content creation world. But I typically aim for like a 10-minute video. That's like my jam. Like that's where I go to. But I watched a 5-hour, almost 6-hour long video on YouTube. And it was a history of games, all the games. And I have to say, it was the most well put together video that I've ever watched on YouTube, in my opinion. It just covered everything from systems to games themselves to like E3 conference. It covered all of the stuff. So I thought that was a really, really good video. It's worth it if you have 6 hours sitting around somewhere, or if you I listened to it, but it's really good to watch too, the parts that I was able to watch.
Nice.
So 100% recommend it.
What you happen to leave out is how you're kind of vehemently against long videos, really long form content.
Yeah.
You've always given me crap for listening. How can you spend so much time? I don't have time. Where do you find the time? That's Tooth right there. That's my Tooth impression.
That's true.
Now he gets it.
Yes.
Now he gets it.
I think
6-hour video. That's nothing. That's nothing. Try watching a 7.5-hour video on the history of Hey Arnold, the retrospective of the Hey Arnold series. It was great.
It is kind of interesting. Like I feel like I've gotten into a new space, which I probably would have never gotten into, honestly. Like outside of this world, I never would have went past a 30-minute video max. Yeah. And I think there's been a couple of them that have really got me. I think some of the ones that you sent or I've watched, or the Iceberg videos are pretty crazy. So I like all of that stuff. I think I just was faking myself out. Oh man, I don't have enough time to watch the YouTube video, and really I don't have enough time to watch a 3-hour YouTube video. But the YouTube Premium, dude, shout out. That's crazy. I've always been I would totally listen to more videos or watch more videos if I could just turn the screen off.
Just close my phone. Yeah.
So much better. It's worth it 100%.
Before I paid for premium, I'd just keep the screen on and put the phone in my pocket with the screen on.
Drain the battery,
but I wouldn't have to pay.
Yeah, true.
I'm glad I pay now, honestly. I wouldn't recommend anybody pay for it, but I'm glad I am. It's a luxury, but it's nice.
Yeah, it
YouTube
is.
Premium.
It is nice. So I'm sort of getting into that world, and I think eventually I might make a really long video. Maybe might work my way up to it.
I think about the hours and hours I put into this recent 13-minute video, and I'm just like, imagine multiplying that, you know? Oh, yeah. God.
It was a good video, though.
Thanks.
What else have you been doing?
Me?
Yeah.
Little old me?
Little old you.
Well, I've been trying out some new games that have been coming out.
Yeah.
A few of those. One of them is Friends versus Friends. It was on sale, and it's a newer small arena shooter, 1v1 or 2v2, and it's a multiplayer. It's very sweaty.
Mm-hmm.
But basically you play as a cute animal, first person shooter, and then like how in other shooter games you have like grenades or different abilities. Well, in this game you have like a hand of cards. Each round you get a different set of cards, and you can use them during the round, and they produce different things like a turret, or you have higher damage, or make their heads bigger. There's one that like nukes the entire arena and basically changes the map to like a decimated wasteland, and it's pretty cool. Like the idea is really cool, and I do like it, but I'm very frustrated by it because I suck. It makes me feel like I'm bad at games, and I know I'm not bad at games, but this game, I guess I just can't hit my shots. I don't know. I don't got it like these other people. And I don't think I'm not too old, damn it. I'm not too old to be able to play games with these kids these days. But I said kids these days.
You are getting old.
God damn.
What am I
gonna do?
I have to admit that this is the second game.
Oh, come on.
At least the second game that you've been like, dude, we need to download this game. Let's try it out. It's going to be awesome. And then we get in it and we like have like, I don't know, like a 57.5 game losing streak. And the half is because we rage quit out at the end. And we're like, we're not playing this game anymore.
Yeah, well,
this is the second
game.
Me
all you want, but I don't start hating the game until I invite you to play with me. So I don't know what that tells you.
I'm bad at games. I'm the bad one.
Whoa, you said it. Hey, whoa, slow down there. Slow down.
It's him. He's bad with games.
That was Friends versus Friends. It's a good game. I recommend it. It's very cute, and if you're good at shooting things in games, it's for you. Also, Warhammer 40k Speed Freaks. I'm noticing a trend where I every so often mention a different Warhammer 40k game, and I don't know what to tell you. I don't think those games get enough attention, frankly. I think the Warhammer 40k games are, I don't know, they have this reputation of just being like nerdy strategy, tabletop, boring Snoozeville games. Nah, dude, they have a lot of different kinds of games, and this one is it's 40k Speed Freaks. It's a car combat game where you're in a car. There's different kinds of cars, and it's multiplayer with a bunch of people and a bunch of bots. It's in early access right now, or it's like a closed alpha, but really fun. It brought me back to my PS2 Twisted Metal days, and it was fun. It's the kind of thing where there's a good proof of concept there, but they got some ways to go content-wise. So
I agree.
Interested to see
the Warhammer games are nuts. They're so good, all of them.
I mean, the Vermintide was really good. Darktide, not as good, but like it felt really good to play. Trying to think of other ones. There's Space Commando or whatever. There's a new one coming out. Bolt Gun I just talked about last episode. Really, really cool stuff.
Yeah, I enjoy watching those games. They're just like, they're so action packed. It seems like, I think it's everything that the people in the tabletop community around Warhammer 40k can do in their minds. Warhammer 40k does in the game. Like, and it's exciting. Like it's all of the action that you think about in a role playing game that you have to think about, just realized in game on screen. Yeah, it's cool.
It makes me like happy for the Warhammer 40k IP because it's being used to, like, it seems like it's full extent.
Yeah,
they're coming out with it really makes me think about Overwatch and how like that IP is so underutilized.
Yeah.
Whereas like Riot with their Arcane and all the different League of Legends characters and the side projects from those, or this now, Warhammer 40K, those games, bunch of different types, and it's really impressive. They're using their IP to the best of its ability, making it last, giving it longevity.
Yeah.
Something that Blizzard just, I mean, they've done that with some of their IP, like World of Warcraft, I guess, but they don't even have any like spin-off game, a lot of spin-off games, I don't think. I don't know. I don't want to speak too out of turn, but nothing that really took off or has the polish that their other games have.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just disappointed in Blizzard. I find any reason to link
bash
things
them.
back to them and bash them. Also, Lies of P. Lies of P.
Yeah.
A Bloodborne-like game. It's basically exactly like Bloodborne, but then it also looks like BioShock Infinite with like steampunk vibes. Basically, you play as Geppetto's puppet, Pinocchio. But they never say, at least in the demo, they haven't said Pinocchio, I don't think. Maybe they did, but I didn't notice. But there's a lot of P.
Yeah.
A lot of P-ness going on.
A lot of P.
Game.
Gross.
Yeah. A lot of P going on. And so it's good, man. It's really good. I played it for like 2.5 hours last stream. That demo, it's like a substantial demo. There's probably like 2 to 3, maybe almost 4 hours of content there, depending on how hard you find the bosses. I found the first boss to be a little tough, but it's that perfect boss fighting experience of trying over and over again, and little connections are made in your brain every time that you can kind of refer back to on subsequent tries. And it's just really fun. It has that good Dark Souls, Bloodborne, a boss fighting vibe to it. So
it was cool to watch. It was cool to see like the bosses seem like they're, like you said, they're difficult, but they're not like, everything seems achievable in the game, which is really cool, because a lot of those games that I think look like that seem impossible. Like it seems like a game that I would not play because it seems too hard. But I think Lies of P has a good like narrative base where they're like, oh, we want you to have like challenge within the game, but we don't want you to like rage quit out of it like a Dark Souls or something like that.
Well, it's pretty hard. I will say. I don't no mysteries here. It's a hard game, and I'll take the compliment. Maybe I just made it look real easy, I don't know, but maybe. It's a tough game, and I can see people being turned off to it, but I think like more and more as time goes on and as we're gamers, we realize like you can just try again, you can just keep going. Things, I mean, at least personally, things like dying and having to go back to a checkpoint don't affect me like they used to when I used to hate roguelikes and roguelites back in the day. Now I love them, and I have the patience for that. Maybe I'm growing as a person, Tooth. Who knows?
I think you are. You are old. We already determined that.
Okay, well, there's physical growing, and then there's like maturing. Like maybe I'm more of a 13-year-old and not a 12-year-old.
That's true. That's true.
I'd like to think so. Also, recently I finished up God of War Ragnarok. Finally got back to it. Finally got through it, and boy, am I glad I did. That's such a good game. I'm like blown away when I think back to God of War Ragnarok, because it's just fantastic. The way they kept up the single camera perspective and how the camera pans and basically stays. There's no cuts. Very, very few camera cuts throughout the game. Which I'm in love with that cinematic style. So God of War Ragnarok, and then among with other topsy-turvy twists and turns and stuff toward the end of that game. Good game. Ragnarok.
It's beautiful. Like the first one is good, right? Like, but I feel like Ragnarok is just like a whole nother level. Like they outdid themselves in a way that I don't think a lot of games do in the sequel. Minus Tears of the Kingdom did it, but a lot of games don't. True. But there are a few games coming out, Ragnarok, Tears of the Kingdom, that I think are like pushing that. Like the sequel has to be a banger.
We got Spider-Man 2 coming out.
Yeah, could be the same.
That remains to be seen, but it seems like the scope of that game is huge and pretty exciting. So
for sure.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I've been playing. I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom as well, since you mentioned it, and it's a slow burn. I've been just kind of going back and chipping away at it when I have time. But then when I realize I have time for that, I should like spend time on other stuff. And then I try to spend time on other stuff and I just play other games. And I feel guilty for not having played Zelda. So, you know, time management.
I get in this like thing of where like I want to record it, but I'm not streaming it. And so then I have to play it in docked mode, and then I have to be at my computer, and I have to be able to like record it, and I have to like, I don't know, like I feel like I want to do these things for content, but then I'm like, no, it just could be cool just to sit in my bed and play it. Yeah. But it's tough. It's like a tough like catch-22 all the time.
Yeah, well, I say just play it, enjoy it, and then if you need to record later, start a new file. You know, as it sounds easy, but like start a new file and like get early footage, and then use your main one for later game footage, and you could probably fake it, right?
I think so. Can you do that in Tears of the Kingdom? I know Breath of the Wild.
I'm pretty sure you can have multiple files.
Oh, okay. I know Breath of the Wild. It reset your file.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should not be telling people to just start a new game on Zelda and just totally erase their old file.
Yeah, just start a new one. Erase it.
But it gives you the option to start a new save file, so I assume since you can have multiple, you could have multiple playthroughs, but I don't know. I wouldn't dare start a new game file on Tears of the Kingdom because I'm afraid I'm not even... My wife was saying, you need to get to the end, you need to keep playing. Or she's like, you need to get to where I'm at. And I'm like, I'm not going to get to where you're at. Because she's talking about how she just got... Hold on. My wife just got all of the shrines.
All of them in Tears of the Kingdom? Oh my God.
There are 152 shrines or 158. One of the two. And she's gotten every single one.
How long's it been out? It's been like...
I don't know, like a week?
A little longer than a week, but like not long enough. I don't know. Like that's a
maniac.
Zubat 5 is intense. Like her,
I don't like talking bad about my wife. You know what I mean?
Her intensity in games is kind of crazy. It is. She has like a patience in gaming that I've never seen.
Yeah.
I'm like,
the truth is I admire the dedication.
Yeah. I'm playing Zelda. I'm like, that shrine is really far away and I can't fast travel there. I'm not going to that one.
Or that shrine is like equidistant to the main story quest. And it would help me fast travel back here. But I could just go to the shiny objective marker. I'm just going to go there. Yes. That's me. Yeah, she's killing it. And she's just doing everything she can to not beat the game, I think. As is typical with her and people, completionist types out there. Mad respect to you guys. Teach me your ways.
Don't teach me.
Don't actually. I don't have the patience to learn.
I'm not gonna do that. That's not gonna be me.
So we already kind of talked about it, but we are not on YouTube tonight. But next episode, moving forward, we'll be live recording the episodes on YouTube, seeing how that works. If we got to come back to Twitch, I guess we could. We always could. They're gonna be here, but
true. I think for all of you out there that want to live stream on YouTube, there is a 24-hour thing. You have to click the go live button, then it's gonna like kick your account into like you want to stream, and then you have to wait 24 hours. I didn't anticipate it taking the full 24 hours because I did a YouTube stream and I clicked it, and 3 hours later it was fine. And so I was like, oh, this will be easy. It's not like that for everybody, so make sure that you click it if you ever do want to go live on YouTube. That's a thing. You have to do that. Yep. Right now we still have an hour and 46 minutes until we can go live. But apparently we're recording now. But yeah, I think it's like we mentioned before, like it's just a good move for us to just be where our content's going to be.
Yeah.
So
I agree.
Yeah.
And that's the way it's going to be. But speaking of swapping platforms, other people have been swapping platforms recently.
It's true.
Including Twitch's little baby. Twitch's little baby boy.
A little baby.
Twitch's little child star.
Yeah.
XQC cow. XQC cow.
XQC.
Yeah, XQC, biggest man on the freaking planet.
Yeah.
Twitch wise is streaming on Kick.
Yeah, 57,000 viewers.
The headline of the deal is that he was given a contract, $100 million contract to come from Twitch to Kick, non-exclusively, which is the smartest move, I think. But just to get people from Twitch to Kick, $100 million deal. You were spitting some stats, some facts earlier. Give the people some perspective, if you don't mind.
So for perspective, LeBron James easily, and I don't want to say any, I don't want to overstep, but easily the GOAT right now. Okay, easily the top basketball player in the NBA as far as just every his breadth of his career right now. In this contemporary time, his new deal, and this is something Ludwig tweeted about it, but I thought it was really funny. And his new deal was $97.2 million to exclusively play basketball for the Lakers. $97.2 million. And I'm not saying I'm not equating XQC doesn't deserve $100 million. It's just wild to put it in perspective that people who criticize professional sports players and the amount of money that they make, it's sort of infiltrated a world where people don't think we should make any money at all, which is a pretty common thing. People are I can't believe people get paid money for playing video games.
Yeah.
$100 million. And even if it's not that amount, even if it's $20 million, it's crazy.
That's the thing. I mean, I think what I watched, and I'll mention it right now, Devin Nash, a YouTuber, marketer, makes really good, really well thought out, really knowledgeable videos. And I'll link it in the description because I think it's a really good resource for insight on this topic. But he's saying it's probably closer to 70 million with a potential of $30 million in incentives by gambling or doing other things that Kick would want him to do. What's the difference between 70 and $100 million? $30 million. I get it. But it's negligible at that point, any extra money, the money is just nothing at this time. And that's, it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to say is that 100 million is just something that gets your attention and gets you to go check out Kick.
Yeah.
He's got all the money in the world already.
It's really smart. I think Devin Nash really talks about it, and he talks about how this is a move for Kick to just get known. He mentioned every platform, Forbes, the New York Magazine, everybody, Times Magazine, everybody covered this story because it's the largest deal ever in live streaming ever.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And I think that it's the difference between 70 and 30. Man sits in a room with a pretty typical chair, one not different from ours, in a room with no furniture in it.
Just trash. Piles of trash.
It's just that $30 million doesn't really matter, and it doesn't really matter what amount it is. It's crazy, and they're trying to make moves, and I think they're trying to pull away from the negative connotations that they've had. But they're not quite getting there yet because there's somebody who shall not be named underneath of XQC right now with 50,000 viewers still. And so I think it's a thing where it's a sketchy platform still.
We should be. Is it Aiden Ross?
It's Aiden Ross. Yeah, Aiden Ross. Yeah, Aiden Ross is on there now.
It's
still.
It's not Voldemort here we're talking about. Okay.
He's going to be the Voldemort of Kick. I don't
mean to scare you guys
if they don't do something, but I think that it's kind of crazy. I feel like these moves are trying to shove out some of the stuff that's happening on there that they don't want to see. Lesser known today, but Amaranth is over on Kick as well. Another really crazy move, and I think it's just beyond Kick. It's sort of sparked a lot of things happening, right? A Ludwig move to YouTube, a Miskiff move to streaming discount.com or whatever it's called that he's on now. And so I think that's it started this chain, and the non-exclusive deals are pretty crazy.
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 It's like like from Twitch's perspective, we want exclusive deals.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of, I guess it makes sense for them because they're the market leader, but it's marketing genius of Kick to make it non-exclusive and then still go by Twitch's newly updated TOS where you can't simultaneously stream, but you can stream and then go on a different platform and stream again, which they're taking advantage of. And it's just, I just wonder, personally, I wonder what, I mean, especially today, the announcement of Amaranth moving too. Those are two huge Twitch streamers. Twitch, like they like literally bleed purple for Twitch, and literally money, and the promise of like you can have a say in the future of this live streaming platform. Gets them to move over. Yeah, duh, right? Everyone's got a price. You know that saying, and it's true. And it's just, I wonder how this is truly affecting Twitch. Yeah. How this is actually over the next few months, because it's not going to happen right away. Big dent right away, but they're going to be bleeding for the next, period of time. It's not going to plateau for a bit. Yeah. And they're not doing anything to bring new users into their site. And they're still the market leader, all that, but like slowly but surely, if they don't do anything, they're just going to bleed out.
I think, and I don't know if this is a hot take necessarily, but I don't think it's going to affect them at the Twitch rate that people are talking about. Yeah. I think that a lot of the bigger creators are like, they make a lot of money for Twitch, but I think it's not really recognized how many Twitch partners are on. Like, you don't really know how many are really on there. Like, there's a big number, and those people that are like in the range of like 1,000 to 5,000, tons of people, tons and tons and tons that aren't asking for exclusive deals from Twitch, like people like XQC, Pokimane, Ludwig. Like, they don't have to have a big payout to stay on the platform because they're afraid to move their audience. They're afraid to lose out.
And I'll be like, even personally, I love Twitch myself, the culture there, and what they've cultivated over these years of building the platform, and the way the viewers have responded to that. Like, the culture's been built, it's been created, and there's certain ways of being and acting in someone's chat. And I think that's part of what XQC is saying. He wants to bring some of that over. Yeah. He wants to give Kick some culture similar to what Twitch has, and it makes sense, and that'll be a foundation, and then they'll build from that. And it's kind of exciting. I mean, it's all built on the backs of poor addicted gamblers and blood money, but it's kind of exciting. And Ludwig said in his mogul mail, he was saying, like, is Amazon really any better? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not one to say either way, but gambling is more overtly bad. And so there's moral aspects to this as well that I think, with more, in our eyes, good people moving over to Kick, there's more potential for good things to happen in the future. And that's hopeful. But I really just want Twitch to turn around and treat us right. I don't know.
Yeah,
I would like to stay here.
I think part of the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize is that there still is like a gambling culture on Twitch, right? So like it's not like it doesn't exist there. It's just that the owner of the platform isn't a casino, essentially. Like, it's not what it is. It's a billionaire, right? So I don't know if it's any better or not. But I think for me, it's just that that's the one that I like prefer working on. I like it. Like, I like the interface. I like the things that I can do there. And there's some things that I just don't understand about the other platforms yet that are a barrier for me getting, like, wanting to just like hop on there. And it's just that it's not, I still think Twitch is the easiest one to get monetized on right now. It's just, in my opinion, like, I think like if you take a creator, I could take somebody like random, and I think I could get them to affiliate really quickly, and they could be monetized, in less than a month. Like it can happen. And I think Kick is pretty similar, but YouTube is really far away. Like it's really hard to get there. They're making it easier, but still it's hard to get there. There's a lot of requirements. And I think in their case, it helps them. Like it helps them really bring in like a lot of high quality people in their monetization program.
Dedicated.
Yes. People are dedicated to the content that they make versus where it's not the same on Kick necessarily or Twitch.
Yeah.
It's kind of easy to get there. The barrier's pretty low. And so I think we see a lot of people that aren't quite as dedicated to it. But XQC is dedicated to the grind. He streams so much.
Yeah, it's a really
like
good
3,000 hours last year.
It makes me feel like, because I know he's not getting the whole 100 million like lump sum, you know, but I do wonder if he kind of got one over on him. I don't know. Exposure and influence is a hot commodity, and XQC's got a lot of that, and maybe even more than he's aware. Doubt it. He's probably fully aware, but
he probably knows.
And maybe Kick has analytics, statistics, mathematicians, money to figure out, you know, how they can capitalize and who they should pick specifically. XQC is an easy choice. Amaranth, like, it would take me a few minutes to think like, yeah, she's probably the next best choice. But like, I don't know, there aren't too many left to pull from Twitch, and I think like you were kind of saying, that leaves room at the top for more new young blood to kind of grow. Yeah. But like, if the culture and the viewers are all being taken, you know, I don't want to overblow that because there's more viewers where that came from. But
yeah,
if the people that are creating the culture actively on the platform are gone, new people will create culture, new culture will come, and Kick might very well be, you know, what people want from Twitch, but they're not getting because the culture's changed. So it's kind of it's interesting to think how things are going to change. I'll be keeping my eye out on it.
Yeah, I think a lot of it to look at is there's still a lot of really big creators on Twitch. Kai Sinat's on there, Shroud's on there, like Charlie's on there. Like top 3 in the stream of the week was XQC on Twitch, and that was like yesterday. So it's like I think a lot of it is just he's not gone from Twitch. I think that's another thing to think about. Like he's not leaving them.
Non-exclusive.
It's non-exclusive. So I think it's an interesting thing to see and follow up on, and just keep seeing like how the live streaming world is going to change. And I think it should. I think everybody will be better because of it. Yeah,
I'm curious to see Twitch's headquarters, the charts. Every time XQC goes live, they get that spike, and then he goes to Twitch, and it drops, spikes down, and then next day he comes to Twitch, spikes, and then he goes to Kick later in the day, and it drops again.
Yeah, it's just like up and down.
Stressful
He's the one guy that's sitting there like he's in charge of the whole thing, and he's like, oh my god, what happened? He's like clicking around like on his 8 monitors. He's like, oh okay, XQC's just not live right now.
Yeah, exactly. So crazy. Any final thoughts on the XQC swapping over to Kick? And
no, I think it was a good move for him. Like, not that he was losing relevancy, because obviously he's not, but I think it's just like, I think it's a good move. He recognizes the good business deal for him. And deep down, he really wants Twitch to get better. Mm-hmm. And I think this is sort of like hey, look what I'm going to do.
I'll make my own, I'll help make a new one. Yeah. Well, I do hope he's not blowing smoke when he says he wants to have a say in the things that Kick does moving forward and how they develop the website. So I hope he does well, and I hope he, with the financial backing now, that he does some cool shit in the future and makes Kick, helps make Kick into something cool. But a lot of eyes on Kick, a lot of regulation, a lot of hammers dropping. And I'm sure we're not going to see as many movies and porn and potential DMCA issues, Super Bowls. Kick's much bigger now, and it's not going to really be the Wild West like we want it to be for much longer. So if you want to do something crazy on the internet, go to Kick now while it's still kind of crazy, because it's going to change soon, probably. Yeah. But we have some other fun stuff to talk about. We
Yeah.
got the Summer Game Fest weekend that kind of just passed.
Yeah.
Bunch of game announcements, a bunch of info came out about new games, upcoming games, and we chose a few from the Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Showcase that we wanted to talk about. So we're gonna do that now.
Yeah.
Tooth, where do you want to start with this?
I think I just sort of want to like first off say that it was a great showcase. Jeff Keighley crushed it. Nobody was arrested. That's key.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I think next, I think it's just cool to play the Mortal Kombat like segment, if that's cool with you. I think from a perspective of the Summer Game Fest, like that's a game that I wasn't anticipating being excited about. And even when it started playing, I was like, oh, cool. A side profile fighting game. Sick. This is awesome. But then I let it
Mortal Kombat.
It looks like Mortal Kombat, but then I let it play out and it's just cool. So I'm just going to play it while we talk about it.
Yeah.
But the Mortal Kombat like playthrough was great. And and let me see. I'll turn on the volume a little bit.
Okay.
But
yeah, it looks so good. It looks real like fidelity. It looks really good.
Yeah, the fatality and finishing moves in it are insane. Like it's so good. And I think just like the story that they're trying to fold into it with being Mortal Kombat 1 is kind of neat for a Mortal Kombat game. I think they're tying back into their roots a little bit. Not that I'm a huge Mortal Kombat fan, but this is going to be a good game, I think. It looks really good. I just want to see a fatality. Like that's right now. I just want to watch a fatality because it's
You're
good.
about to get one.
It's good.
Oh man, but it looks really good. It's a new take on like a reboot, because a lot of these companies reboot or remake games and they are very faithful, like purposely faithful to the story, like Resident Evil 2, 3. They change some things, but ultimately front to back starts and ends the same, as the OG. But this is like they're rebooting the first Mortal Kombat, but in a different universe where two people that were enemies are now friends or brothers or something like that, and it just changes up the whole dynamic of each character and the lore. And so we're gonna get all new lore and all new ways of looking at these characters and things, and that's cool on top of it. But then it's also still just Mortal Kombat like you've always known it, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just a new shell, but I don't know. I really respect that. They're pushing the boundaries of remaking a game that they've made before.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that overall, like, it's crazy, so and the animations are really good too. Like, I feel like they've done a great job staying true to what their game series is, while pushing the envelope of what a fighting game can be. So I think it's gonna be good.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Yeah,
for sure.
What a good game. I don't know when to change it. You know what I mean? Like there's just so much action. And so now I gotta take it away. I gotta take it away.
We gotta move on to the next game because we got a lot of games.
That's true. The next one that I was excited about was Lord of the Rings: Return to Moria. It looks good. It's a good looking game. It's an interesting game. It's just sort of I've never played any of the Lord of the Rings games, to be honest with you, but it looks good. I'm a Lord of the Rings fan.
What kind of game is it? Did it look like? I don't remember that one.
It seems like a survival crafting game, but within the world of Lord of the Rings. And so it's Return to Moria. Moria is the cave, the cave where the dwarves are. So it's the dwarven stronghold of Moria.
It's that game.
Yeah, it's that game. So it looks so cool. It looks cool. Like it looks really good. I think that overall it's going to be just a cool game. To check out, honestly.
Also I will say about that, it seems like when Gollum, Lord of the Rings Gollum was announced, and you look at that and you're like, "Oh, okay. Yeah, why not?"
Yeah.
Heck, it's like I can't think of a person in my life that would want that game, but you're making it. Sounds like it could be cool. Yeah, why not? Kind of sounds like the same thing.
Yeah.
Like I've always wanted to be one of the dwarves mining and building and blacksmithing or whatever. I'm like, what? I've never heard anybody say that. Nobody wants this game.
Yeah.
And I just hope it turns out to be at the very least, better than Gollum.
I think that it's the it's pretty low. The standard's pretty low right now.
Bar's low. Yeah,
so,
this isn't Star Wars we're talking about.
Yeah, so I think it's going to be okay. Like, I think it's going to be a good game. It's an interesting take on a Lord of the Rings game that I don't know. Like I said, I've not played any, but I saw this game announced. It seems cool. It's exciting.
And again, using the IP in different ways and having fun with it.
Yeah.
That's cool. I love that.
Cool.
I was excited about Alan Wake 2. They talked more about Alan Wake 2. It looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Different protagonist, playing out a story written by Alan Wake, I guess, is what's going on here. It looks great. I don't know what more to say about it. We didn't learn too much that we didn't know. We just know that it's coming. But I will ask if you could see if we have a release date before we're done with this conversation, because I forget if there was one at the end of the trailer.
I'm gonna look that up. I think this game looks so spooky. Like, it seems like such a spooky sort of game, and we saw it at the PlayStation showcase, right? October 17th, 2023.
Oh wow!
It's supposed to be the initial release date. Yeah, soon. Cool. So I think this game looks great. Like, we saw it at the showcase, like this scene right here where the deer runs away and then she keeps going, and then it's like boom. So good. I didn't play Alan
FBI agent.
Yeah, I didn't play Alan Wake, the first one, but I'm thinking that maybe it could be cool to play like around October, when October hits, play out through Alan Wake, and then get Alan Wake 2 and play through Alan Wake 2. Just kind of back to back.
I played the first Alan Wake, and then it was, I don't know, not even a year later, Alan Wake Remastered was announced, and I was like, it was a really good game. I loved what I played, but I was like, I don't know if I really need to play it again yet.
Yeah.
But what I saw about the remake is that it looked really good, and what I remember about the original game, at least what I played on Steam or wherever I played it, is that it was a little buggy, or there were little issues. So if you do end up playing it, it's really cool that you'll be able to play the remastered version, because that first Alan Wake game is a trip, and it's freaky and scary and way more action packed than you might think going into it. So it's a good game, Alan Wake.
I think I'm definitely going to play it. I think seeing this one, I feel like it's pretty well put together. I'm always nervous about games like this because the shooting and mechanics that aren't really a part of the game are always so bad. Like, they're always bad.
I didn't think that about the first Alan Wake personally. Okay. It's actually really cool the way that you used your flashlight and gun kind of in tandem.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it at that. If you ever do play it, it'll be a surprise, but it doesn't feel that bad.
Okay, good. I always worry about these games because it always looks like any third person shooter is always really weird to me, because I'm so used to first person shooters. And so it's always all right, I gotta slowly move this gun over here, and now I can shoot. But it looks like a really great game. I'm kind of excited for it. It's so spooky.
Yeah. And then also, you remember Nick Cage, dude, at the Summer Game Fest?
No, I don't even heard of who's Nick Cage?
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage?
Famous actor, known for his roles in films such as
National Treasure,
Next, The Bees, not the
Ghost
Bees.
Rider.
Some Ghost Rider, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Ton of stuff. Lord of War.
National Treasure 2.
And yeah, Shark Shampoo, shout out. He is a national treasure. And he has entered the games industry in spectacular fashion. Had stage presence and went through his spiel about being in Dead by Daylight. Fabulously. Best out of any actor we've had on a games industry stage ever, in my opinion. Maybe Keanu is just as good, but Nicolas Cage was very well briefed, and he just busted through it and really made it himself look good. And yeah, it's just fantastic. Look at those sideburns, dude. The sideburns looking good.
I think Jeff Keighley was so excited too.
Yeah.
I will say that somehow, like, I don't know, like he looks, his vibe to me is very AI. Like I think he might be a robot in this. Like I don't think it's the real Nick Cage. I think it's AI robot.
Maybe they had to do that. I mean, imagine the expense. Imagine how much it would cost just to have Nicolas Cage show up on your stage to have a conversation with you on camera in front of people.
It's true.
That's probably like, I don't even know.
He overdressed for the occasion.
Thousands?
He overdressed for the occasion too, for sure.
Yeah, don't look at his shoes too close because or put sunglasses on.
Put sunglasses
or like
on.
A welding mask.
A welding mask.
Those shoes are polished very nicely.
It was cool to see somebody like Nick Cage come into the gaming world in Dead by Daylight. It's sort of like a weird, like, why, like, and he talks about why, like, but it's just such a weird coincidence that he's like, oh, somebody I know loves Dead by Daylight, so I called him up and was like, would you like a national treasure in your video game? Yeah, we would love that. And then it happened, I guess. I don't know why he's not also, maybe he is. I don't know that much about Dead by Daylight, to be honest with you. I've only played it a couple times, but it would be cool if he was a survivor and also a killer. And the killer was like the Ghost Rider guy.
I feel like there's some Face-Off reference there.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen the movie in 15 years or something, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But
it could be cool.
That's not a bad idea. I do like the fact this trend that Nicolas Cage is going through of being like a meta actor, because dude's playing himself in a movie, but he's playing like an amplified or like a different version of himself, like the actor Nicolas Cage. And it's kind of the same deal in Dead by Daylight here. He plays an amplified version of himself with different voice lines that, it's like, it's not him, but it is.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that when you're acting as what you think people perceive you as, and then that just turns out to be you, but embellished. I don't know. It's kind of cool though. I like Nicolas Cage. It seems really artsy. I don't know.
Yeah. I think
he's thought about this.
I think people are excited about it. I think a lot of like the Dead by Daylight community is excited to have this. Which I guess at least it's not Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
That'd
be weird.
That would be weird. I don't know what
Mel
he would do.
Mel Gibson from Braveheart as a
killer.
But not as a killer. But like not as a survivor. That would be OP. I don't know, man. I don't know. But there was also, Nicolas Cage, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool.
But Keanu came back out on stage.
He did.
At the Xbox showcase to announce the Cyberpunk DLC. And that guy is just such a charmer. You know what I mean? He's talking to the camera. Sounds like he hasn't had a sip of water in days. And
it is kind of
just like talking to the camera. He looks like a Power Ranger the way he's moving his hands sometimes. I don't know. The guy's so great. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like in this specifically, I feel like the person behind the teleprompter was like, "You're not moving your hands enough. You don't look like Keanu enough. Like, do something. Do something." That's what it feels like, because he starts out and he's like normal, and then it just like he just goes like wild. Like I don't know. Like it's interesting. It's pretty Keanu, I would say. Like
it's fun.
It's
right?
normal. It's normal for him.
And he talks about how he's so happy to be working with Idris Elba and stuff, who's also going to be in that DLC, which is really cool to hear.
Yeah.
An actor's reverence for another actor. Always nice to hear. So really cool. And it's cool I think it's cool they'll be working together too. So, but that just seeing Keanu again at the showcase was cool. But Tooth, what did you think about that Xbox showcase? Because I think that was arguably better than the Summer Game Fest as far as announcements we're interested in. I don't want to speak for you, but
I thought the showcase was the Summer Games Fest was really good because it brought together. I think so here's what I'll say about the PlayStation Showcase and the Xbox Showcase. They're sort of like stale in their production. Like they rely too much on like the game, and the people that are there talking about the games don't seem as excited as like a Jeff Keighley is like on stage like talking about things. So it's a different
people
in front of
crowd.
people.
It's the live crowd.
It's the crowd. And so I think that it's a different thing. So it's hard to compare the Summer Game Fest to the Xbox or PlayStation Showcase because it's like they're different. They're different things. But if I'm comparing them, the Xbox Showcase, in my opinion, was closer to what I would like to see than the PlayStation one was. I like the way that Summer Game Fest brings a bunch of things together. Whether it doesn't matter the platform you're on. That's a cool premise for them. But I would say like the Xbox Showcase was good. There was a lot of things that I thought that they didn't do. Like there's a lot of things that I think that people will be upset about. Like it's not as good as it could have been. And I felt weird when they announced was this in the showcase or was this in that? I think it was in the showcase. The Overwatch thing just like blew my mind.
Yeah.
When they announced the game that they said they weren't going to make. And I don't know. That's a really weird moment. I think they delivered just because of Fable and the Starfield Direct. I think those two things sort of anchored the Xbox Showcase in a good way. And
there's a little sprinkle of other stuff in between that.
Yeah.
Give or take, or give her
I like what I saw, and I think it adds so much value and understanding with what Game Pass offers to people. Game Pass is like starting to be really, really great.
Continuing, and to me, it's crazy.
It's been great.
It's
just
crazy.
Like it's just starting to get great for more people. I think it's starting to like dawn on people. Like, oh, like what was that tweet? I can't remember the tweet that you tweeted, but it was like 5,000.
Oh, games in
5,000 games in development, and essentially like what all 5,000 really will be on Game Pass day one. Likely, if
they're made, if it's true, and if it's all by Xbox owned studios, and it's all day one, all gonna come, and it's not like it's gonna come all at once. It's gonna be throughout this period of time or whatever. But they got a lot in the works, and eventually they're gonna come out with one that's on par with what PlayStation has to offer. Day one on Game Pass, day and date, and then it'll stay there because it's owned by Xbox. Starfield, which I don't know if that'll be on the level, but it'll definitely be more sprawling, larger, and something that you'll want to live in more than anything I can think of PlayStation has. So it's really cool to see the Xbox on a good note. Well, speaking of Fable looked amazing.
It did.
You said it was kind of the first anchor of the Xbox Showcase. Fable looked amazing, and I know it's a lot of CG. Very few shots that actually looked like this is behind the player gameplay, but still, the CG, the cutscenes, it looks like in-engine footage, at least in-game footage, and if that's what it looks like, I'm satisfied. However, Avowed was first shown, looked really good, and then they showed it again at this showcase. Kind of looks like Sea of Thieves now. So I don't know what to think this early on.
The Avowed was pretty interesting from a game perspective because I don't know that one as well, but I did think watching it, I was like, this is a Sea of Thieves thing. Like this is something in that line, but I was like, oh, it's not that.
Yeah, because it looked like it. The art style kind of looked like it. Yeah, but I also kind of equate it to the Outer Worlds.
Okay,
remember that? I don't know if you ever played it, but
I didn't play it. But I think I watched you play it.
Yeah, I played some of it on my stream, and it didn't have the best looking everything. It did have some vibrant colors and some fun vibes going on. And Avowed kind of has that same deal, but it's a kind of a Elder Scrolls kind of game almost, it seems. And if they put as much work into the lore as something like Bethesda does.
Mm,
I mean, I'm okay with it not looking like real people, like Fable or something.
yeah.
I'm okay with it looking a little more artsy, but having really deep combat, really deep upgrade and systems, and yeah, heck yeah, lore. Give me the lore. I don't know. I hope it's fleshed.
I feel like a lot of people were kind of surprised by what Avowed looked like.
Yeah.
And so I think that, but overall, everything looks cool. I mean, the game looks super cool. I don't know if it's like a game that I would play, but day one Game Pass, like I'll pick it up and play it anyway. Like,
yeah, it's one of those games that I think I am really looking forward to it, but I can't justify why. I mean, I can because of the studio that's working on it, but Obsidian has made a lot of good stuff in the past, but
I think that's a lot of the games in the Xbox showcase, to be honest with you, outside of Starfield, which that had its own direct, but there's a lot of games that I was like excited about for no reason. It's like not like a game that I'm like, oh man, like I've been waiting for this game. It's just like, this game looks really great. It can be great. Like, and just be on Game Pass, and I don't have to be like anticipating the game. That's what I like about this showcase, is that it showed me like, oh, like there was a game, Just Sant and Dungeons of Hinterberg. Those are games that I'm like, never even heard of it, never even thought I would like it, but I saw it, I was like, they look cool. Like, I'll play those. I'm gonna play those games. They seem like my kind of game.
That Jusant was the climbing.
The climbing simulator. Yeah,
really vibrant, bright colors. That looked really nice, really cool.
So yeah, I think this showcase was great.
Yeah,
compared to the PlayStation showcase. I'm not gonna buy a PlayStation yet. I want to, but I'm not. But not because of the showcase.
Yeah.
That's how I determine like how good they are. Like, do I want to run out and buy a PlayStation because of what you showed me? No, that's not true. Xbox,
that's a good way.
I might.
That's the way you should, decide with your mind, and then look at your wallet and say, you know what? Let me go back to my mind. Okay, my mind's telling me I shouldn't do this. Yeah. But then, when Spider-Man 2 comes out, you might see some gameplay and be like, man, I really want to get that because I really like the way that game's coming along. But we'll see. Remains to be seen. I wanted to mention one more game from the Xbox Game Fest or Xbox Showcase. Still Wakes the Deep. We got a quick little look at that game. It's a spooky, creepy game. I'm pretty sure you're holding a flashlight and you're on an abandoned oil rig, which is like, I mean, I couldn't imagine being on one of those. In one of those areas, on one of those things at all. That would be scary just with people working all around me, but abandoned, dark, crackling lights and holes in the floor, and we got to fix the power here, and the weather and the choppy water, and that's scary, man. And then a ghost pops out or something. Who knows what's going to happen?
I think
play it.
The game looks really like ominous in such a good way, and I think that like some of the cool like subtle things that happen, like kicking a can off, like a paint can or whatever it is, like off into the staircase, like some of those little things where you're like, where you'll do that but not notice it, and you'll like look around, like you'll be like, oh man, like is something coming now? Like I think they have a lot of stuff going in that game. It should be cool. Day one Game Pass.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of good games, and that's just like a lot of just some of the ones that kind of got us to turn our heads. There's other ones that we haven't mentioned that you might have turned your head at. If there's anything we didn't talk about that you want to hear us talk about, drop it in the comments below, or if there's something you want us to talk about and maybe look more into because you think maybe we're overlooking it, talk about it in the comments. Send us an email at mustacheridepod@gmail.com. And we'll get that, and we'll if you want to improve the show, give us little tips, little things to discuss. mustacheridepod@gmail.com. For our final topic of the night, we have a brand new Indie Iceberg game. Is there an iceberg behind me?
Whoa, that sound! It's so realistic.
Because it sounded like
it was
there,
just like an iceberg.
Tonight we are debuting our brand new Indie Iceberg game. If you don't know, this segment is where we kind of find lesser known or in this case, more and more known every day. Indie game, newer, older, doesn't matter. The point is, we haven't played it. Ideally, you haven't played it, and we can all do it. We reveal it. We buy it. You can buy it or not. Wait for us to discuss it. But we always recommend go out, pick up the game if you can, play it in between episodes with us or as we play it, and then we'll all discuss it together next episode and talk about how we like it. Tooth, what's the game?
This game is none other than Only Up. This is the official trailer. I'll have the music going here, I think. There it is. So this game is, exactly what it sounds like, really. You're going up on various different obstacles, and they're all really different. Like, I've seen a lot of gameplay for this already, and when I saw the trailer, I was like, oh, it's so easy. It's like stairs and like, yeah. But then I started seeing like pipes and like all these different little elements that are in it. Doge is right there.
Can you pet the dog?
I think you can. But this game looks really cool. It's not a game that I would typically play, and I referred to it last time, or when we were talking about it earlier. That game, that's the guy with the sledgehammer that you're trying to go up the things, and I was like,
you're trying to get over.
Yeah, you're trying to get over things, and I was like, I would never play that game. I don't think, but this game looks like one that's like tolerable for me, and I think like the world looks great. Like everything in the game looks great. Yeah, it's really pretty.
It's kind of like that game, if you've heard of it, Alt F4, where you're like a knight and you're going through an obstacle course and you're trying to get to the end. You just run, sprint, and jump. Similar kind of thing to this. Yeah. Alt F4. But I don't know. To me, this game, its title is kind of a misnomer, because I've seen some gameplay too, and let me tell you, you are not only going up. Yes. You're going down and way down, and then way, way, way all the way down. Even when you don't want to, sometimes, especially when you don't want to. Yeah. And I think that's what kind of gives it the stakes. That's why people are liking it, because they're just waiting for the NASCAR car to crash into the next one and watch someone die. They're wanting to see the disaster of you falling from your personal best top to all the way back down to the bottom.
All the way down to the bottom.
And that's what we're subjecting ourselves to. And I'm hoping to stream it at least a little bit between now and the next episode. I don't know about you, Tooth, but
I might be able to.
If you're interested in watching us, links down in the description to our personal Twitch and YouTube channels. We'll be trying to at least squeeze in 1 or 2 streams of Only Up. It's kind of hot right now. A lot of big streamers, a lot of people on Kick are streaming. That's where I first saw the game. I saw it on Kick for some like Russian streamer was streaming it or something. And it looked cool. I was like, this looks interesting. And then next week I see big Twitch streamers streaming it. Go figure.
XQC was streaming it. Kai Cenat was streaming it. There's a lot of people that were streaming it. Overall, it's exciting. Like, I'm excited to see like how far I can get but then I also am sort of like want to sneak like a footage of like a full gameplay and see like what's at the top. What's up there? What's up at the tippy top?
You know, try first. You might one shot it. You don't know.
I don't know. I might one shot the whole game. I don't know, but I think that's what I'm excited about. Is I want to see what's up there. I want to see what's only up.
That didn't even occur to me.
Really?
That's
the first thing I thought.
For you at the top.
What's at this?
A trophy? Like, I don't know. It's about the journey and the friends you make along the way, Tooth. Come on.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I wanted the trophy.
Hundreds of millions of dollars at the top. There's $100 million and a deal to stream non-exclusively on Kick at the top.
That would be kind of crazy, actually, for a game to do something like that.
Double it, pass it to the next person, please.
Ooh. Whoa,
well, as long as it's
200.
Split it with me, baby.
200 million. I accept.
I mean, hey.
I accept.
Nice. Well, you know what I accept is that we have come up to the end of the stream tonight, Tooth. But I think...
Halfway? Yeah. Halfway, though? Okay.
It's up. We're done.
All right. See you later. Bye, everybody.
Whoa.
What? I thought it was over.
Episode.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
I mean it's over, but we got to do the whole outro and the whole, all the stuff.
Oh, I forgot about that. Sorry.
Thanks for
Continue.
watching, everybody. This is episode 35, and it's over. Episode 35 in the books. We hope you had a good time. You remember, contact us at mustacheridepod@gmail.com. If you have any ideas to make the show better, we'll consider them. If you got any questions, comments, any games from the showcases or upcoming games or Indie Iceberg suggestions, contact us at mustacheridepod@gmail.com, or just leave a comment on the YouTube video later on, and we'll probably respond. We'll probably bring it up on the show, and then you can watch it, and then you can see us saying your name, and apparently that's cool. I like it when that happens. It's like I'm famous, you know?
Yeah.
We're not famous, but
I'm famous.
you know, you are.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I had told you, but I'm super famous.
Dude, mention me in your tweet or something.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, I'll
please.
I'll
Please,
shout,
for the love of God.
I'll shout you out. Yeah, I'll do that.
Cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's
35 done. 2 weeks. Episode 36 will be recorded in just a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, in a day or two, this episode will be edited slightly and put on YouTube. Until then, Tooth, I think it's time to see for the last time.
This could be the very last Twitch raid that we do as Mustache Ride.
Let's make it a good one, you guys. Let's bring the Mustache Ride love over to the next person.
What if we finish streaming on YouTube and then just like go live on Twitch just to raid, so we can do that?
Sounds like a lot of work.
We'll just live redirect when we're on YouTube.
Okay. Hey,
Yeah.
you're the one that knows all this technological stuff. That's why you press all the buttons, and I just
That's
flap
true.
my lips all the time.
Oh, well, I like this. I think this is a good arrangement.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's find somebody to raid. You mentioned somebody. Are they live?